Well, the holidays are a festive time of shopping, parties, and family, but they can also be a dark time for people who've suffered personal loss or battle addiction or depression.
So how do they cope? Rabbi Stephen Leder of Wilshire Boulevard Temple in Los Angeles says it's about facing pain and understanding the stages of it. His new book is titled More Beautiful Than Before: How Suffering Transforms Us. Good morning. It's nice to have you.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
You know, the holidays meant to be a happy time, but so many people do suffer during this time. Many sources of pain. So how do people get through this time of year, and what are some of those sources of pain? You, being a rabbi, you know, that's part of your ministry. You talk to so many people who are going through tough times.
Well, let's start with why the holidays can be so painful for people. First of all, a lot of people, many people have terribly dysfunctional family situations, and it becomes ever more so during a time like the holidays. So this is one of the sources of pain. Another is, I guess, what I would call the absence that is forever present, which is the death of a loved one. So this is the first year for many people for whom there's an empty seat at the table. And then we have millions of people, 20 million people in this country suffering from depression. And we have millions upon millions of people who are addicted and in recovery, and for whom alcohol or food or drugs are a terrible temptation this time of year. So there's a lot of pain that comes along with the holidays, along with all that celebrating. And then the question is, well, what do we do about that? There are two things. One, if you're the person who's suffering, be kind to yourself. Give permission to yourself to stay out of these terribly painful situations. Maybe this is the year to stay home, to cozy up under a blanket with a book or Netflix and just protect yourself, or maybe take a walk with a good friend. That's the most important thing, is protect yourself. And I like to say to people in the book, I use this phrase, which is very facile, but I think also very important and true. If you take care of yourself during the holidays, the people who matter won't mind. And the people who mind don't matter.
And you talk about, you describe it as taking a different path, that the pain gives you an invitation to take a different path. Is that what you mean?
Yes, be kind to yourself. Have some empathy for yourself. And then there's the other side, which is, how do we reach out to people we know are suffering during the holidays? And the first is not to pretend they aren't. Reach out to them. Say, I know this is going to be a difficult holiday season for you. Let's take a walk. Let's go see a movie. Let's go volunteer somewhere. Let's give our money to a philanthropy instead of Amazon.com. Let's go feed the homeless. Let's do something that is sensitive to our own pain.
So let me ask you that, because I think that some people, we think, I don't want to remind them, or I don't want to bring something up that might create the pain.
Big mistake.
We should just
reach out. Treat people the way you would want to be treated if you were the one in pain. Reach out.
And you bring up a good point in your book. You yourself went through a hard time, and you were in pain, and you said, you know, people that reached out to you and did little things. Stuff that people might think, well, that's not, you might think in your head, that's not going to make a difference for that person. You know what it does, right?
A little is a lot.
Gestures.
A little is a lot. There's a piece in the book called The Prisoner Cannot Free Himself. When you're in pain, you have to be willing to reach out for help. No one suffers pain better alone. And on the other hand, let's also reach out to people who are really suffering. And I also say in the book, never say these 7 words to a person in pain. Never say, let me know if you need anything. That is like kabuki empathy. It's fake empathy. That puts the burden on the sufferer.
To have to ask.
To have to ask for help. Anticipate their needs and do something. Even the smallest thing matters. Just do it. And at the very least, just show up, walk in the door.
You talk about the second year. We mentioned the first year, and the first year with an empty seat. But the second year can be just as painful. Or
worse. You know, anyone who thinks that the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line doesn't understand grief and doesn't understand pain. It's not linear. It's not something that gets a little better each day until it clears up like a cold. It's more like waves. It comes and it goes. It ebbs and it flows. And when that wave crashes down upon you, rather than trying to stand up in it and being thrown down, it's better to float with it. Give in to it. Embrace that suffering until you can stand again. And you will stand again.
What if we were the ones that inflicted pain on someone? What if someone's watching and goes, I hurt so-and-so,
Yes.
and then you don't know what to do?
And we're about to see so-and-so
Yeah,
at our next
exactly,
family gathering,
exactly.
right? When we migrate upstream to see our
Yeah.
families. The three most difficult words for most human beings to say, by the way, are not "I am sorry." Because "I'm sorry" can mean a lot of things. I'm sorry I got caught. I'm sorry you think I did this. The three most important words you can say to immediately begin to heal pain in your family if you've hurt another person are the following. I was wrong. I was wrong.
Not "I am sorry."
No,
I was wrong.
is a much higher degree of responsibility and culpability, and it takes the sting out right away. And that opens the door. That's an invitation to a conversation that will lead to reconciliation.
Great advice. Once again, the book is titled More Beautiful Than Before: How Suffering Transforms Us. For more information about Rabbi Stephen Leader and Wilshire Boulevard Temple, check out their website and follow him on social media. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.